If you saw the title and clicked on this video, then you have something which is either from your knowledge or your experience, which can help you work on a few projects and side hustles to generate an additional income source. And who knows, you might end up doing a lot more than just a little bit of additional income. Now you might be thinking, what could you have that you could use to generate an additional income source? Perhaps you've only been working for a few years, maybe this is your first job, or perhaps you're still at university. The fact is, as much as we like to think we're special, we're not. And this is what you will be using to start these side hustles. For this video, I want you to tap into 3 areas of your life: the issues that you face to get to where you are right now, the way that you've dealt with those issues, and the knowledge that you've gained along the way. All of those points have been felt by others before you and will be felt by others after you've figured it all out. I've got 5 ways to share all of this information to help others and which can help you create an additional income source. And not only that, but I'll provide the best way to specialize in each of these 5 areas for some additional revenue sources to help you maximize your chances of them succeeding. But importantly, I always try and give a balanced view of whatever I talk about on this channel. And in this case, I'm going to also cover the cost requirements of each one so that you can get the best information and make the best decisions to help you get started. So the first one is tutoring. And if you're a university student or recently graduated, you don't realize the advantage that you have over, say, a professor or a 30-year-old or a 40-year-old trying to do the same thing. As a recent student, you have first-hand advantage of knowing what the current syllabus is, what the best methods of studying certain topics are, and what the areas students find the most complicated, and importantly, how to overcome them. This is exactly why this video is tailored to current students or those who recently graduated and perhaps are studying professional qualifications now. What you want to be doing here is to select something, first of all, that you enjoy. I'm not going to say you have to love the topic, but at least you have a passion for it enough to get you through times when studying for that subject got tough. Once you've figured out what you want to teach, the second step will be to advertise your services. Now, this could be in online forums, this could be posters in buildings, or simply have your friends and families spread through word of mouth that you want to start tutoring people. Importantly, when you're advertising, you want to say why you specifically are qualified. So make sure you mention your experience, mention your grades, your institutions where you've studied at. This will differentiate you and make yourself known for who you are instead of just another tutor. Now, I would advise teaching something you've recently covered. So if you're in your first year of university, perhaps focus on the educational years just before that university stage. If you're at the end of university, then focus on teaching first year university students. And if you're doing professional qualifications such as chartered accountancy and you're near the end, then focus on the foundation and intermediate papers. The best thing about being a tutor is there's always going to be a big demand, as there'll always be a new group of students every year wanting to learn the same subject. There's no denying this is a great way to earn additional income. Low startup costs. You've possibly got all the materials already, such as textbooks, but there is quite a bit of work. I don't want to hide that from anyone. You do have to make a study plan for your students. You have to track their progress, and you have to help them even at times when something seems very easy for you, but they're just not understanding it. So there is a lot of physical work that has to be done, even though financially it's a very, very low method to generate income. But the thing about tutoring, which is really limiting, when you're with a student, you can't earn any additional income. You're physically or virtually there just focusing on them. And so if you really want to maximize earning from being a tutor, think about holding small classes of 5 or 10 people over Zoom. This way, instead of teaching one person for an hour and earning income from just that one student, you'll be earning the income of tutoring 10 people for that same hour. Another method is to create revision or question books, and this is definitely going into the realm of passive income, as once you've created them, you can just advise your students to buy the books or again advertise them somewhere where they can be purchased, and you don't have to give up any more of your time to receive that additional income source. So this is income idea 1, and don't ever think you can't do this. There's hundreds of people that are wanting to be in your shoes right now, doing what you're doing, and there are hundreds of people who would love to be tutored by someone who's been there and done it and can give some inside tips of how to succeed. Now, starting a blog can be quite daunting because, unlike tutoring, it can seem more vague in terms of what you should write about. But it's the same thought process as before. It's your knowledge and experiences which should be the topic of your blogs. Whether that's tips of being a student at a certain university, or perhaps the best independent coffee shop in your city. Whatever it is that you enjoy, I promise you're not alone. There are thousands of people, even though it might not seem like it, that share the same worries, desires, and wants as you. But I understand some of the apprehension in starting this because I struggled to start my blog as well, thinking if I know something that I'm sure is common knowledge to everyone else, so why would they come to read my blog? But it turns out people are at different stages of understanding things or discovering new ideas, and you can help them in that journey. So again, it could be about how to get into a university, and once there, what should you expect? Maybe it's your life as a chartered accountant. What's it really like working as one? What's busy season like for an accountant? Or simply, where are the best dessert shops in your city? Your knowledge will be appreciated by so many people, and the more you break complicated pieces of information down and save people time, the more they'd come to read your blogs. Now, to generate income from a blog, there's a few different ways. The first one is via Google AdSense. So every time someone goes on your blog and sees an ad, you'll receive some dollars. The second way is to have sponsors reach out to you. So one good example I had was a university accommodation company reach out to me since I was talking about universities. But it could be a new dessert shop opening and they want you to come and eat from them for free in return for a review on your blog. And the last way to leverage this to earn income is that once people start seeing how popular your blog is and enjoying your style of writing, other websites will invite you to become a guest writer on their own blog, as they know people will follow whatever you write about the topic. Now, unlike tutoring, there are relatively higher startup costs as you'll need a hosting platform to begin. I'm pretty sure I've got an affiliate link which I can share from the hosting platform I use, so if I can find it, I'll leave that in the description box below. But I'll probably end this one by saying, for those that are interested in making money online, starting with your own website is a really good introduction, and you learn so much, and as a result, you'll find so many opportunities just by working on your own website. The next one is likely for those that have already entered the workforce, but let's stay a little bit humble and remember how difficult it was to enter the workforce in the first place. I remember I had so many iterations of my resumes done. I learned so much from my failures, and when I finally started getting offers from accounting firms, investment banks, and other companies, I felt like I cracked the code, and that is what you want to leverage here. If you can show you've successfully entered the world of work in a very competitive job, then this is a great side hustle for you. There will be thousands of people wanting to get the same job or work in the same industry, and you'll now have the knowledge to guide them on what is a good and bad CV. And if you ask nicely, you might also have access to your work colleagues' CVs, giving you even more examples of what works and doesn't work well on CVs. All right, to make money successfully from this is a little tricky because you can, of course, create some product, which is a generic guide of what to have in your CV, but I don't think that's going to do really well. Making money from reviewing individual CVs will be very lucrative, as you can have different price points for different services that you offer. So for example, a pure email correspondence might have one price, but an online Zoom CV masterclass might be charged something different. But with each person having different qualifications, experiences, interests, you'll have to spend a lot of time with the individuals on this. That's why when it comes to marketing your time for CV writing, I suggest don't set a price very low. If you offer people a low price, then you'll receive low effort CVs and they'll just expect you to do all the work for them. If you set the price a little higher, then they'll pay more attention to the price and want to use it, but also feel they need to make sure they've done their best on their own CV before coming to you for your help. For this one, I've used Fiverr as an example, but there's plenty of others that you can use as well. If you've been studying or working in finance, then you have the knowledge which other people honestly would find pretty boring to try and get it themselves. This is your competitive advantage. Whether that's bookkeeping, budgeting, investing, or financial assistance, using your knowledge of working in finance or studying it in any role as a chartered accountant specifically, will be extremely valuable. Now, you will have to work your way up to get high-paying jobs, but that's one thing I would say to think about if you're based in a location where you can take advantage of your home currency FX rate. If you're based in a location such as India, Pakistan, East Asia, you can do pretty much the same level of work as someone based in the West, but charge a lot less. If you convert it into your home currency, then it'll make for a decent amount. Don't blame me for this. This is just how the global market works. But I'd strongly recommend utilizing websites like Fiverr to build up your online portfolio of freelancing work, which can help you develop your online reputation for more clients. So this last one ties all the way back to the first few examples of using your knowledge and experiences. But here, instead of just simply having a blog, it's about adding a human element to it, showcasing your own personality as well. And especially if you want to start a YouTube channel on finance, there's a lot of scope to be very successful in this field. Looking at some examples from chartered accountants explaining very basic concepts, they end up getting thousands of views and generating thousands of dollars as a result. There's a big demand from people wanting to see what it's like in these roles or universities. Now, they've read all the job adverts and read the prospectuses showing all the good sides of the companies, but when someone shows the real life, it adds a different dimension and people gravitate then towards you. So whatever you're doing, whether that's working or studying, that is what you should start with if you want to start a new YouTube channel. And making money from YouTube is a lot easier than it sounds. The requirements are 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers. Now, people out there say you need to post at least 100 videos before seeing any income, but I would say around 50 is more realistic. This channel itself was monetized after just 25 videos. Now, if you're someone who's passionate about what you're showing and talking about, you can definitely start to make money from videos very early on. My passion is to help people get ahead of their careers, assist them in their university choices, as well as earn a good income. And talking of income, the videos that you'll post will become a form of passive income. They'll in essence become a digital asset that you own, which will always generate income whenever people watch them. So these are all great examples of using your knowledge and experiences to help others. And there will always be thousands of people who are in the same position you were a few years back. So as much as I share my experiences and my knowledge, I want you to do the same as well. It's no surprise that a lot of what I covered is done via online methods. Making sure you've got your presence online will give you a lot of opportunities. And I recently uploaded a video on how I managed to upgrade my LinkedIn profile to successfully get interviews at places such as PwC or Goldman Sachs. I'm going to leave that video next to me, so go check that out, and I'll see you all in the next video.